Now this next tool called Tweet My Blog is set up almost exactly the same way as most any other plugin. First off, you got to acquire the plugin. So let's head on over to our WordPress plugin directory. And I don't know, frankly, if you're going to find it in here. I'm not going to even look for it in here. I'm going to go over to my Google search engine and do a search for Tweet My Blog, because I know that it's through a couple of guys that are really cool. They know what they're talking about. Tweetmyblog.com. If we do a search for Tweet My Blog, chances are pretty good it's going to be the first one that pops up. So you click on this. Now, there is, no big deal. Don't sweat it. There's just a couple of minor little hoops you got to jump through. It doesn't cost you anything but just a little bit of time. Click here for free instant access. They send you an email. You click on it, confirm the fact that you're giving them permission to send you the stuff. You know the routine. And then once you get inside their site, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff from videos to upsells and anyway, what you want to do is you want to go to the download section and download the plugin. Once you get that plugin downloaded, then you go ahead and do the process as we had mentioned before, where if you have an older version of WordPress other than or older than 2.7, you upload it into your wp-content/plugins folder. And then after you got this uploaded, then we know the routine. We do our page, our blog. Come on down here to our plugins. Where are we here? Plugins, plugins, plugins. And we want to activate it. Now, I've got it in here. Here we are, Tweet My Blog. Now let's go ahead and just come on over here and activate this guy. I guess I could have put the check mark in the box, but you only really need to do that if you're going to do bulk activations or deactivations. Or so we've got this going. Now again, as I mentioned before, check here to see if there's any additional configuration notes that they've tossed in there for you, and then over here under the settings, check to see if there's anything that you need over here, which I believe there usually is, like I said, like your username and password. And there we are. We've got our username, our password, and Tweet My Blog. Once you get to their site, you're going to see, and they're going to tell you all this stuff too, but I'll just fill you in, that they have some upsells and some additional money making opportunities, not just for them obviously, but for you as well. They provide you with an affiliate ID number. That's what this is here. So go ahead and toss this in here, so whenever this kind of the credits, if you will, for this blog or for this plugin is at the bottom of your tweets on your blog, if somebody clicks on that and goes and buys something from them as a result of having clicked on your link, you got it. You get some extra coin for the affiliate link. So anyway, enough said about that. Click on Update Options. We're good. No. And we're done. Okay, so now then, this too is a widget. So we need to head over to our widget department. Activate our widget in the sidebar, similar to the prior activating of the widgets. Click on Add. Remember to click the Save Changes. Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and click Edit here. Okay, there's not a whole lot to this except for the number of tweets to show. 10, I would probably go more like 5. And then name whatever you want to up here. And then click on Done and Save Changes, because if you don't click Save Changes, then whatever you did over here is not going to stick. Changes saved. All is good. Now let's go ahead and refresh this, because this is from our Twitter tools, as you can see here, where you can post the tweet and all. Let's go ahead and refresh this and see if my Twitter feed. And this is from Tweet My Blog. Now all of these are links here, whereas with the Twitter tools, only a certain portion of that URL was clickable, not the entire post. Now each one of these posts is discernible. I mean, you can kind of see where one post begins and the other one ends, because the arrow tells you where it begins, and when you hover over it, you can see what is clickable, where the lines are at. Now another thing you can do with my Twitter feed, with Tweet My Blog, is you can tweak the PHP code. And if you don't know anything about that, no problem. I'm going to show you, and it's not going to destroy anything. But what I suggest though is that before you do anything with PHP code, even if you know what you're doing, get a copy of the original first, and then do whatever work you want to do. So if you do screw something up, and even the experienced individuals can screw things up from time to time, I know it happens, but at least ways you will still have the original to fall back on. Okay, so that being said, let us go over to our folder on Tweet My Blog. Let me shrink this guy down here a bit. Use my sizer Boom. And here we are. Get this stuff out of the way. And this is the guy we want to mess with right here. Okay, not the API nor the services, just this one right here, the tweetmyblog.php. And you can right click on this and open it with whatever you want. I'm going to choose Dreamweaver because, well, that's just how I roll. And what you want to do here is you go up here to the very top. Over here on the left hand side gives you the line number. And if the editor of your choosing does not have a line number and you don't want to fork over the big bucks for a Dreamweaver, even though this is kind of old, there's a couple of very good text editors out there. One is Notepad++, I believe. It's an open source, doesn't cost you a dime, just a little bit of time to download it and use it. Pull this into that and you'll have the same options over here as to the lines. Because what you need to do is come on down to line 64. Where are we at here? 64. And right here at the end, let's go over to the end. Inside the double quotes, outside of the /li, we're going to put a line break. And that is the pointy bracket thingy, BR, and whatever that technical term is, space, and then the /, and then the closing pointy bracket, alligator bracket, whatever you want to call it. And let us then go up here, click on File and Save. We can minimize that, head on back to our FTP server. Tweet my blog, we'll open that up, and just for the sake of it, we're going to refresh this. And over here gives us the date and the time. And yep, that's right on the money. That's the right one, the one we just changed. We just right click, upload, or again, control key and hit the page up button. Or you can just click, hold, and drag it on over. You want to replace this with that? Yes. And with that done, let's minimize this, minimize that. Head up, and you see there's no space there per se, but let's go on back over here. And let me see, let's head here and see if it takes effect, shall we? There, okay. I was thinking you had to go back into the plugin site and reactivate it or something, but nope. You can see that little bit of code added that notable space there. So if that looks better to you, as it does to me, then now you know how to do it. So that is going to bring us to the end of our tool tutorial on Tweet My Blog. I hope you liked it. And next up, we're going to add a Tweet This button.